Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning also. Welcome. Hope you had a great weekend. And let's take a look at a few things here. It looks like from the chart, it's interesting to me. I don't know if anybody noticed this. Had a lot of news this week, but if you look at the 9-day moving average exponentials, 43.87, we're at 43.17. And this usually acts as kind of a magnet for it to go to. Not that it can't get, like right now, 43.87 minus 17, that's 70 points difference. Not that it can't do that, but I don't know if anybody who's been watching this has seen it more than 70 in quite a while, or most of the time it's nowhere near 70. So from that indicator, it would point possibly up a little bit. The other thing that's interesting today is if you look at the 2-month simple moving average is 50, so we're quite a bit there. It just seems like we're ready to come the other way, just because how many of you are more bearish right now? Yeah, see, to me, now the contrarian me right away says, please give me 2 more no's, right? Give me 2 more no's, and I want to go in and buy calls or do because it's just natural mentality, right? If we're up 3 days in a row, where are we going? Up. We're down for 3 days in a row. Where are we going? I'm sorry. If we're down 3 days in a row or after the week we've had, and I get it, right? Right? You see this, and I'm not saying, hey, those are real. Big candles we're seeing, but with everything else, we'll probably go up. We've had about an 18-point range today. We're in the upper end of the range. I'd be betting, it's too easy to say, well, we'll go down again. And then we'll go down and we'll go down again. And then we'll go down, we'll go to 3,000, then we'll go to 2,000, then we'll go to 1,000, and then we'll be at 0. Then we'll go to minus 1,000, then we'll go minus 2,000. And come on, VIX is at the top of the range here. Now, can we go down somewhat? Yeah, and I'm not belittling the situation with big candles. It just seems like we're due, whether it happens today or tomorrow, or but in terms of the environment, now obviously, if you look at this and say, Dan, would you say we need to be more cautious? Yes. Should we probably trade a little less size? Yes. Why? We're range-bound traders. What do you mean? We're range-bound. What planet are you on? Well, I'm on planet Earth. Well, you're not on the planet Earth I am, right? So the last week, are we range-bound? No. Can we do less size? Yeah. Right? Are we getting too many big candles? Yes. Yeah, it could be choppy the next couple of days, and you pick your, but I mean, again, would I do a broken wing butterfly with deltas, maybe less, 1 delta or less? Yeah, because then you'll get some volatility benefit on the upside, or even be neutral on that. But what I was going to, at least what I had on my mind today was, do you ever think about, most would probably agree, we probably want to be net short a little Vega. Agree? Can we agree on that on a Monday morning? Right? Even though it's probably less size or even weighted day from a volatility point of view, we'd want to be a little less short Vega. Well, just using as an example, right? Just using it as an example. If I said to you, okay, I'm making this story up, and I could use other examples. I'm using a multiple trade. So let's just say I'm going to use Kevin Shea and Bill Vogel for an example. Let's say, and again, I'm going to bring up a 4-day trade. Not that we could bring a 9-day, whatever, or even bring a 9-day. Let's just say we go at a 4 and some 11. So let's say now let's go 4-day. I want to make a point. So let's say I look at this and say most of the time this does well. I want to look at this trade buy, and let's just say double calendar. All right, so let's just say exhibit number 1, I do somebody does 5 double calendars, and let's go up 43, 20, 43, 60. How many people do a strategy, even if it's not a lot of times you'll do a strategy and it may not be ideal volatility or whatever, but you do it because you're used to it and you've had some success in the past. And so you go to familiarity. Most of you would say yes, right? That's the reality, right? I'm not saying that's right or wrong, right? I mean, the goal is that the goal would be that Carlos and Bill are good enough with, are comfortable enough with 3 or 4 different strategies that they can go back and forth. The reality is most people are only comfortable, a lot of people are only comfortable with one strategy, and so they can't switch, right? If the volatility gets lower or higher, they stick what they have because they're not as comfortable. And and you could say, what's the plus and the minus? The plus is, it's good someone's good at one strategy, but I think the long-term goal is, it's like playing on a golf course, saying, I just got one club. That's all I'm understanding, right? And I don't think if you understand a butterfly range bound, should you be able to understand calendars and different strategies? Yeah, I think so. How many would recognize this as a double calendar? Do you recognize that? Yes or no? And let's just make it for sake of discussion. Let's make it 10. All right? Let's make it 10. So what do we have here? So exhibit number 1, we've got a double calendar, 10 grand, 10K, and delta 17, but that's fine, right? 17 divided by 10, 1 point whatever. So you want to be long delta and long vega. Gamma minus 0.67, theta 2600, vega 1100. So, but how many would be a little nervous to do a double calendar or a double long diagonal with VIX at 1765? Yes or no? Should all say yes, right? And even now, VIX is, SPX is down a little bit, VIX is up. I think VIX is up just because, show me a Monday morning VIX hasn't been up, right? For homework, someone go over the last 1,000 Mondays since Julius Caesar. Show me how many were not up, right? It's normal. Why? Because they lower all the sellers come in on those options on Friday. The market makers, they hit their finger on the button that can lower the volatility. And Monday morning, after the sellers disappear, now more buyers come in, they just raise it back up. That's usually what happened. Now, so let's say Tom Conley wouldn't do this today, and I wouldn't either, but you got a 10K. I'm just using this for example. But now you say, you know what? Maybe I don't. How do I take care of some of the nasty gamma in a double calendar? Well, what if I did, right? What if I did, this is trade number 1. So Tom says, I'm putting 10 grand to work. Well, trade number 2 says, I'm going to put double calendar 3K, a type of a fly 7K. Why would you do it? You get the safety of the fly, you get the theta of the double calendar. Who likes that part of it? You get the safety and short vega of the fly, you get the theta of the double calendar. Who likes that? It's like the best of both worlds. Okay, so let's take a look at that. I'm only going to do, on the fly part of it, I'm going to do 4. Say, why 4? I want to do double calendar 3K. 4 times 7 double calendar is 2,800. So now I do a fly. What fly do you do? Let's just say we go at these volatilities. I want to go maybe 30, at least 30 days. Let's go 31 days, which would be Oct 26. This reminds me when guys were going to the pits. I'll tell you a quick story. When guys were going to the trading pits, I used to love this. So, you'd have your morning meetings in our offices at the CBOE at, 7:30. The market opened at 8:30. Guys are on their way to the floor. All right. And mostly it's a young person's game down in the pits. I left early 40s, but it was, which is old for that. But, it was more 22 to maybe 30, 33, just because, you're yelling and screaming all day. Who wants to do that? Oh yeah, thanks, Kevin. So, but you'd walk by the coffee shop, which is right near the turnstiles to go into the pit and go up. Within 15 minutes before, there was a line of 30 people coming. The young kid, they wanted their energy shot. So they go in. It's not just a cup of coffee, because you could bring coffee on the floor, but it would be the, give me a triple shot, give me a quadruple shot, let's go, right? Like they needed a lot of extra energy. Well, what this is saying is, hey, I'm doing a 7K fly. Give me a little booster. What do you mean, give me a booster? Theta. You're telling me a 36-day or 31, 32-day fly doesn't have a ton of theta? That's what I'm telling you. Can we get benefit from the VIX being high? Yeah. Can you compare to the theta of a double calendar? No. So let's go see here. The butterfly, if we're at SPX is 43.16. Let's see, I set it at 43.20. Well, 70 down, 42.50. 60 up, 43.80. Oct 27. So what am I doing? 32-day butterfly, 70.60 versus, so 10 grand into a double calendar versus 7 grand fly, 3 grand double calendar. Now let's look at it. So this animal, so now I've got the combo, right, of both of these, 7 delta. Did I cut my negative gamma big time? Yes or no? Wait. 70, 60. Okay. Did I cut my, let's make this 4 and 7. Did I reduce my negative gamma big time? Yes or no? Yes or no? big time. But now I've got 1,000 theta, and my vega is just a little bit long, right? On a 10 grand trade, 380 vega with theta of this. I'm not really that concerned with. I mean, I could have done, I mean, you could tweak this a little bit, but the point is, if you look at, and then number 2, number 3, fly. So if you look at, oh, I did this wrong. You say, Dan, who can tell me how I did this wrong so far? Anybody? Anybody tell me how I did this wrong? Oh, you guys are not awake on a Monday morning. This scares me. Folks, I'm scared. I'm scared. You guys are trading live positions. There you go. Robert's got it. Not enough fly. So I got 3 grand on this. I need 7 grand in this butterfly, right? I need 7 grand in this butterfly. And so the butterfly is about $1,300 a shot. Remember, the debit in a put broken wing butterfly is not your debit. So it's about $1,400, right? So I want my grandchild, one of my granddaughters took my calculator again, using it as a phone. What is $1,400? What is 7,000 divided by 1,400? What is 7,000 divided by 1,400, which is our max? Anybody? So 5. Okay, so I could do 5 butterflies. So now I take back everything I said. Exhibit number 1 is your double calendar, 10 grand. Exhibit number 2 is a fly 7K, double calendar 3K. We have vega of 191 on 10 grand. It's nothing. We have theta of 1,000. You think 1,000 theta can handle a vega of 100? Yes. Gamma, half. Delta, 7. This is 35. Versus a butterfly that's going to be 10K. So Tom, what's 10K, 10,000 divided by, what was that butterfly? 1,600. How many butterfly? If I just do the butterfly, I can do an extra 2 more. Okay, so let's do 7 flies. So exhibit number 1. Exhibit number 3, 7 flies. Okay, so 7 flies, delta's here, gamma here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah. So gamma is less. Theta and vega. Does everybody see? So let's, what did we do today? What was the thought of today? You know, I haven't had my coffee. Someone's saying, I have no idea what he's talking about today. Well, I talk about when we come in, we think, okay, I normally put 10 grand into a trade. So 10 grand into a double calendar, obviously the VIX is in the upper end of the range. Here's the Greeks. Well, can I get the volatility near zero, right? We say the VIX is going to come down, right? Is there one of you who believe the market can go down the next 3 days? Anybody? Is there even one person who believes the market could go down or can stay down the next 3 days or so? Anybody? One person. One person. Okay. Well, it's more than possible. More than possible. With the way the SPX chart looks, Mike, is it pretty normal for people to think we're going down still? And as we speak, just so you know, we are going down, right? Is it possible? We are going down, right? We've been going down, right? So the point is, how many in this environment for a range-bound trade would rather be in less or more time? How many would rather be in less or more time with this kind of a market? Say less. Somebody say less, please. Less. So if you look at less, what do you think a 10 grand fly or this? What do you think can get you out in the next 3 days quicker? 1,000 theta or 79? What do you think? Remember. And look at the Vega. We're fine, right? Does everybody see my point? Is it you can't do long Vega when it's here? No, I mean, it's very simple. If the market stays down, vols aren't going. Vols are going to go probably up some more. If the market goes up, you know, the vols come down. But here you are, your flat Vega, right? You give up a little bit of gamma or a bit of gamma, but look at this, right? So what's the conclusion? By throwing a little bit of spice, a double shot latte, can you increase? In other words, if we look at Tom's Conley's butterflies over the last year, he said, yeah, my average days in trade on a 35-day butterfly is X. Do you think by doing a little bit of this, we can improve his days in trade dramatically? Yes or no? Do you think by doing this, you can improve his days in trade dramatically? Absolutely. And why wouldn't you? Right? Now, the question says, would you manage this fly calendar as a combo or as a separate? You know, I think here's the reality, Kevin. You are going to most of you are going to manage this as individual trades to start with. Why? Because you're used to it. But you want to get to the point. I would manage this. I'm looking at it as this. When this is a combo, right? So when this combo, right? If this is my trade, no, that's not my trade. This is my trade. Right? And you can see this is a 10 grand trade. So let's say does everybody agree on a 10 grand trade, you're looking about 800 or $1,000 bucks? Yes or no? Yes or no? $1,000, you're looking 8 to 10%. So when I'm up $700 or $800, 7 to 1,000, and it might be quicker, right? It's basically saying, hey, Tom, you're up at 7, 8%. You interested? Yeah. It's my goal. Well, you hit it. All right. So what do you do? Take it off. How do you take it off? Which one do you think is giving you the most theta? Which one do you think is giving you the most P&L if you can get this off in 3-4 days? Which one do you think is giving you the most P&L? Which one? This is an easy one. Which one? The double calendar, generally. Now, we're in a higher vol environment. You could get just as much help from a butterfly, but I would take off the double calendar and then the butterfly. I mean, that would be it. So that's it. Now, as you get used to these, you could say, hey, I'll take off the calendar and then can evaluate the butterfly if you want. But the simplest form is treating it as one trade, right? I'm treating it as one trade. So now I have this, I got the love of the 36-day butterfly, but I got the extra espresso so I can get out of it quicker. It's going to be pretty similar to a double day. How does this? I don't have time to go over this. I got to run for, I got a class coming up with team mentoring, but it's going to be similar. I mean, except for it's going to be pretty similar, except that you're getting the double diagonal is going to give is a little bit different than the double calendar, but it'll be pretty similar. So that makes it more, right? You wouldn't even consider doing a double calendar on probably with the vol today, but with this you would. Now, anyways, I better run here, but it's looking at, so if you said really what's the conclusion of this, how do we it's basically saying this: how do you get a little more theta out of a 36-day trade? You agree? How do you get it? And what it's saying is if you're doing a 10 grand trade, take 2 or 3. You can take 2 grand. Is that going to kill you? Take 2 grand of that, stick it in something a little shorter term, blend it with the other one, and you're going to have something that gets you out quicker. Agree? With the conclusion being, how many people would like to get out of a trade a little bit quicker, especially when the market's more, anytime. So, all right. Thanks, everybody.